And I think like longevity when it comes to marriage has three levels to it. There's the I do,
Yeah.
there's the I did,
Mm.
and then there's the I still.
I've never been in a successful relationship, and the reason why I say that is because if that was the case, I would be married now.
I got a lot of guy friends that are like looking for that perfect woman. There's no perfect woman, there's no perfect man. In fact, in your pursuit of perfection, you'll find how imperfect that you actually are.
What's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy Willie J here, and I got my brother Clizzy Houston here, and we in the studio, and today is about really just getting down to the nitty gritty of when we're talking about life, right? So we was talking off set off the camera, and we was talking about the readiness. And what did you say it was again? I just want to
We're
make sure.
talking about preparedness versus readiness
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to like relationships and just life in general.
Yeah.
Um, kind of had a little conversation with my wife about, I guess, children, our nieces, some nephews, maybe even our son, um, thinking about marriage or whatnot. And the preparedness of it, the readiness of it, and being married for 21 years, I don't think you really ever ready,
Mm-hmm.
right? So ushers in a different concept for me. Is commitment. It's really your willingness.
Mm.
And I think like longevity when it comes to marriage has three levels to it. There's the I do,
Yeah.
there's the I did,
Mm.
and then there's the I still,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah.
So it's a willingness to it all. You'll never be truly prepared for it. And the way I say that is we're all living here on this earth. If you were born, you surely will die for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, can you tell me when you was ready to drop in on earth?
Hey.
If you was never
Oh.
you were never ready or prepared for it, but you made it, you here. So all we can do in life is just make adjustments,
Mm.
really. So it's just a shape shift, it's a different paradigm every day. So like you would be hard pressed to not believe the person that you've married. Like again, I've been married for over 2 decades. I would be hard pressed to believe that the woman that I married is still the same today,
Mm.
and she's not. So if we have trees, if we have trees that change colors, drop leaves, drop branches every season, year round, then who are we to believe that as human beings on the same earth as these trees are, um, stay the same? So it's like we have to evolve. I got a lot of guy friends that are like looking for that perfect woman. There's no perfect woman, there's no
Mm.
perfect man. In fact, in your pursuit of perfection, you'll find how imperfect that you actually are, even pursuing that. There's no
Yeah.
such thing as perfection. It's all about progression. So I feel when it comes to preparedness, we can only be prepared, but so far we
Mm.
can only be uh, ready. How do you know when you're ready? A key indicator is when you're willing to commit. You have
Mm.
to commit to the concept of being married. So I made the comment, it wasn't received too well, but I had to, it comes with context. So I made the comment that when you're married, it's basically like going on a date that never ends,
Mm.
basically. So when you close that door at the end of the night, that woman or that man is on the same side of that door with you. It's something that you have to hold on to, cling on to. It's nothing that you can run away from, shut out. You have to be committed to the fact of being there for this person. So really when it comes to preparedness and readiness, so we got to be willing to be conformed to be the right person, be a supplemental factor in your significant other's life. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So most of the time, I know y'all see me interject sometimes, right? Um, but this, my brother Cliz, and I've known him for so long that I know when he get on that path of giving you the knowledge that you need, I just shut up and listen, because there's a lot of things that I feel like he was here before 5 or 6 times before and I went through life and experienced things. And I'll say this: I've never been married. I've never been in a successful relationship. And the reason why I say that is because if that was the case, I would be married now. What I've learned throughout the years is that I wasn't prepared because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what was important to me. I didn't know how to make myself happy. So I only went off of what people told me I should do, how I should feel, or how I should move, right? But I was fighting myself because I was trying to find me and how do I really get to that place? How do I really know what makes me happy without bringing somebody else in? Will this make me happy if I'm only doing this by myself? I had to learn that. And for a long time, I didn't know what happiness was. I felt like doing for others was happiness to me, right? And it took me a while to really understand that, yeah, you can receive happiness from doing for others, but if you are taking away from you and hurting yourself in the process of trying to make somebody else happy, then that is not what happiness is. You are actually doing something that uh, people would say you're a people pleaser, and that's trauma. And if you go back and look, you probably trying to please your mom or your dad that wasn't there, or your brother that wasn't there, whoever it was, you was trying to please them. And when I sat back and I started thinking, because I call him all the time, I call him and we'll talk, and I ask him, bro, what about this? What about this? I want to be married, and I think for the past 6 months, I've really been diving deep and reading into who I am, and why God brings certain people into your life. And I've been wanting to do this for so long to help people, especially brothers. We are out here, we're struggling mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because we don't have guidance. And also, too, some of us, a lot of us have guidance. The problem with us is we don't listen to it. Now, for a long time, he'll tell me certain things. I wouldn't listen on certain things. I'll hear him, but I don't take it and use it for what it needs to be. And what made me switch over was we was doing a song, cause I call him the human dictionary. This boy, when I tell you he can write music, if you're out there, I'm a shameless plug. If you need somebody to write for your music, I don't care what it is. If you need words put down on paper to be able to create something that you need to reach out to Cleveland, Houston. Do you hear me? If you don't, that's on you, because when he blow, the price is going to change. We going back to it, though. He told me, man, you need to do the song this way. And the way it sounded to me, I thought I was off key. And I reluctantly did it. How about that's the song that everybody started liking? It's called A-Town, baby. 2 up, 2 down. He told me you need to do a little something there. My brother Chris, I love you too, bro. Appreciate you. We started at Dirty Black. We started A-Town, but he helped put the little finishing touches to it, right?
Mhm.
And at that moment, I realized that just because I may not see it, don't mean that that's not the path that I don't need to take. He sees something that I don't see, and it's for the betterment of me. Why don't I listen? A lot of men out here have that option. You have an option where you have the OG in your life telling you what to do, showing you what to do, and yet you don't listen. And then you get mad that the outcome is what he told you. So now you don't want to talk to him about it. And I really feel like this episode is really to get to men, because a lot of us are not prepared for marriage. A lot of us is not prepared for a relationship. A lot of us is not prepared for the next step and level that we're supposed to be in our life, simply because we are not putting in the work. And it's near and dear to my heart, because when I tell you the stuff that I put myself through, I could have missed a lot of it if I would have just listened and asked. I promise you, it's situations. If I talk to you about it, most of you all wouldn't even believe it. You'll be like, how you still here? Or how you haven't lost your mind? And I was on the brink. I was on the brink of giving up. I was on the brink of letting go. I was on the brink of wanting to leave this earth. But when you have people like this in your life that calls you out of the blue, hey bro, you all right? What's going on? Checking up on you, just checking up on you. You know, I ain't want nothing. Man, what made you call me? I don't know. I just was calling to check up on you. Now you want to try to depict, or not even depict, but you trying to dive deep in why they call. They call you because God told them to.
Hmm.
The God with them, in them, and you, y'all was connected in some type of way, and it was like, I know my brother need me right now. Let me reach out to him. I don't know why, but let me just call and check in. And that's why a lot of men are so depressed, because you feel like you can't call and check in. I don't give a damn who it is in your life. If you got a brother in your life that you care about and you know that they be going through, even if they the strong ones need help too. So I just wanted to bring him here because a lot of us is not ready. A lot of us is not prepared, right? So in the process of trying to get prepared and get ready, are you willing to listen? Last episode I did with my girl Mahogany Raspberry. Don't confuse her with cherry or strawberry.
Please don't.
You know what I'm saying? She said something. She said communication is what is messing us up the most.
Hmm.
And when she said that, you know, in my head I thought it was social media, but when she said it and she broke it down about how communicate, I don't care if you can't do social media without communication. You
Right.
can't do a relationship without communication.
Right.
You can't do a job without communication. You can't do life without communication. So that it alone, it shows that you got to talk, brothers, and you got to be willing to listen.
I dig that, man, because it's crazy how, I mean, it's synergy, right? So it's like it's already written. It's a connection because earlier this week I spoke to another brother about uh, communication, actually. And the phrase, it's a world-renowned phrase, conversation rules the nation, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are social beings. We were made to commune together. We were made to, uh, as unity in that, you know, just checking in on somebody, just talking with them in exchange, dialogue. It's not about monologues out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's an exchange, right? So I think that's, like in my own family, it's a lot of just we just bumps on the log, just sitting in the living room saying absolutely nothing, you know. And I go to some other households, you know, everybody's at the dinner table, just they talk. So, you know, you kind of grow up as a man. Um, I'm a networker. I love people, you know. I like to connect with people when we're supposed to, but I grew up pretty much not saying a word in my household, you know, really talk more to my mom. And then and it's no shade to my dad. My dad is a really, you know, heartfelt, family oriented guy. But sometimes the things that you see growing up, even from his young age, we're conditioned. What we display in our now, in our present, is basically past conditioning. But we can break that chain. Just like what you said earlier about happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing will make you happy. You have to choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, with that, it starts with you. So, if you disregarding yourself, you're not really a people pleaser because you are a person, just like everybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, that just hit me.
you're looking for, and no shade to you, bro, but I've done the same thing. We're looking for validity. We're trying to prove ourselves, you know, to people. And we're on the same level. We're equilateral. We're all looking at each other eye to eye, and we have the nerve to judge others, and uh, you know, we put each other on a different tier, like we don't bleed the same, and we do, right? So happiness is a choice. You got to choose to be happy. You got to take on the day like, hey, it's not a day that God makes. It's not good. The challenges in the day might be different, you know, change the trajectory of how things are going, but that day gonna always be great because He made it. He allowed you to see it, so be glad in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the mindset, that's the paradigm that I think from, and it's not an easy discipline. It's not, because I go through it all the time. I'm a positive person because I'm looking for positivity. I'm looking for that type of solution. I'm looking for, you know, an upward mobile type of concept or way of living. And, you know, that's why I like this show, man. And the healed and heard, it's like if you're not being helpful, you're being hurtful, you know? And I think that's a very dope concept. And seeing you grow for years, 23 years, and seeing you grow, and at this stage to even allow me another opportunity to hear myself, because it hits differently when you hear yourself say it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think this is dope, for sure.
I appreciate it, man. And let me say this, is that I think going back, and not even going back, but just piggybacking off of what you said, learning how to love yourself, right? When you learn, it's a choice. You choose to learn. And for a lot of you fellas out there, the first step is knowing that you don't love yourself, because a lot of you are doing things and putting yourself in situations that a loved one that truly love you wouldn't do. And like he said, if you're a people pleaser, you're not a true people pleaser if you're hurting yourself. When he said that, that hit hard, because the concept of people pleasing, I'm gonna do for everybody else. Well, you're a person too. Why you not doing for you? Why you not putting in the work to allow yourself to be able to get some of those yes from you and taking it away from the other people? And for a very long time, I had low self-esteem. I ain't tell nobody. I felt like I wasn't good enough doing music. Me and this man would go and do 3 or 4 shows in a night trying to get seen. Song, riding on the 44s, cruising down the street. Everybody wanna know where I'm rolling in my Cadillac. We was doing that every night, hitting the stage performing. And it would be times where I felt like giving up, and he'd be like, "No, bro, we got to keep going." Tired, right? And we made it and make it in the music aspect, even just right now. But what we were doing was we was building a brotherhood. We was putting ourselves in a place that I know I could trust him, he could trust me, and I could believe the words that he's saying to me, and knowing that he's going to lead me in the best direction that I can. Some of y'all have people around you that don't truly love you. Some of y'all got some people around you that are straight demons that is trying to take you to hell with them. Because they don't care about you. They don't care about what your happiness is. They don't care about their happiness, because they don't even know themselves. But the problem is you try to hold on to people because they just been there. I don't care if you've been in my life for 20, 30 years. If you do something to hurt me purposely, I'm letting your ass go. And that's where you need to be as well. And it's not just people, it's things. You drinking all the time. You smoking all the time. Yeah. If you're doing drugs, you hurting yourself. Let it go. Is it easy? Hell no. I'm going to tell you, my drug of choice was sex. And I talked about this before. I'm talking about, girl had to throw it in a circle on me on a consistent basis. If you didn't, we had a problem.
Perfect circle?
It didn't have to be perfect. It could be the figure 8, what Mahogany said. All the way around. You could do the Mahogany. Yes, two circles. Oh, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Big old 8.
Big old 8. Okay. You know, I got you ain't got to be big, okay. But the 8.
Super 8.
Super 8.
Oh, wow.
There you go, baby. Okay. All day, every day. Okay. We going back, because I was finna go off. Yeah. Yes.
Get myself together.
Praise the Lord.
Yes, please.
But as I was saying, my drug of choice was sex. And it was, I had to have it all the time. If I didn't have it all the time, it was a problem. I didn't know that the way that I thought about it was a problem until I went to counseling. And a lot of you feel like counseling is crazy. You feel like, as Mahogany said, people think that you crazy if you go to counseling. We know that in our community as always. And why is that? If I need some help, go get it. If you sick and you know that a doctor got the cure for you, you ain't gonna not go to the hospital if you in physical pain. So why don't you do that when you're in mental and emotional pain? Go to a doctor that can help you.
It ain't crazy to lay on the couch. It's crazy not to.
There you go. When you tired, do you lay down? Ask yourself that. Yes, you do. So if your body is tired, don't you think your mind and your heart and your soul can get tired?
Mm.
And at that point, you got to rest. But when you rest, you don't have control over yourself. You don't have control over what happens. Think about it in that way as well. You don't have control over your mind, your emotions, your spirit right now because you're not putting yourself in a place to be able to learn you. And if you're feeling hurt, you feeling mad, you feeling angry, or any of those things, and you don't know how to fix it, sit on that damn couch.
Hmm.
It is okay. Take your ass over there to a counselor. Tell them I'm lost. I'm jacked up. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to find my way and I need help. Do you have the GPS for me?
Hmm.
And when I tell you it's been so hard for me to get out of my own way. What you may see of me right now was not me 5 years ago. And Clear said something. He said it. Who my wife was 20 years ago is not who my wife is today. Who he was 20 years ago is not who he is today. Who you were 20 years ago, if you still doing the same thing right now, get your ass on that couch. Do you hear me?
Fact.
Because you cannot continue to do it and think that you're going to get better. What you think about that, Clear?
Yeah, hey, look, all facts. I mean, you spoke truth because, shoot, my wife just said this, and she says this all the time. What you said, the definition of insanity is wanting change, but going through the same rhetoric over and over and looking for new results. That is the definition of insanity. It's different. You have to be willing to change. Some people are afraid of change. They don't know what type of work it's going to take for change. When they see the work involved right in front of them, they steer away from it. So you kind of stick to the devil that you know. So, I mean, growing up, I'm a spiritual guy, I'm a God-fearing man. You hear a lot, the devil is a lie, right? And I've also come to know, and I believe that, but I also come to know that the devil is in the details. And the devil is the elephant in the room, which is the truth at the same time. So it's almost like where there's good, evil must exist, right? Most definitely. Um, and sometimes we got to pay attention to that. What really hit me earlier, what you said was, just because I don't see it, don't mean it's not there, right? And sometimes you need a fresh set of eyes that's not in the thick of it, in the middle of it, like you are. And sometimes you can't see it because it's right under your nose, you know, uh, until you sneeze, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hey.
Right. So, bless you. So it's like, yeah, you need what that is accountability. And that's what we shy away from, accountability, because the truth comes out. And it's usually personal conviction, right? When you start to hear how you really are, you start to see how you really move, and that mirror starts to rise up and it's right in front of your face, and it's not the picture that you thought you were painting. Your reflection is gonna mimic who you are a lot quicker than that portrait that you're trying to paint of yourself. It's like instant.
I want to say something and I want to think about it. You know how we're going to go to piggyback off he was talking about painting. You know how they have certain people that all they do is go around and view paintings and tell you if it's real or fake, right?
Yeah.
So just because you're painting something doesn't mean that that's the truth. And those people that can see through you, that care about you, know when you're painting a fake picture. You got to be willing to say, you know what? This ain't who I am. This ain't what I want. This is not what I should be doing. And stop being fake to yourself, because you can lie to yourself and
Yeah.
you can lie to everybody else. But when behind closed doors, you know what's real, and you know that it's not helping you get to the place that you want to be. And that's being prepared to be loved correctly. And you know how you know when you're ready to be loved correctly? When you love yourself correctly. Getting yourself to a place to where you can give love. You can be a provider, and not just financially, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Them intangible things, I tell you, is the most important, because when money falls to the wayside, if you allow money to be your catapult to making you a better man, when it goes away, you go away with it.
Right.
And now what? Are you gonna become a butthole? Are you gonna become mean? Are you gonna become distant? You gotta understand, you gotta build wealth from within first.
Oh yeah.
You start from your heart, you start from your mind, you start from your actions. And then as you go in life, it don't matter if you get to the top of the mountain or you at the peak of the valley. I promise you, people are going to always pay attention to you and know that that person is real. You got to stop painting those fake paintings and telling people that it's real. You hear me? You got to start loving yourself first. You got to start putting yourself first and not being selfish, but knowing that if you not good, then how other people around you going to be good? If you get sick, and you can't do all of the stuff that you was doing, then what happens to you as a man? Do you have those people around you that you can trust, that you can love, that you know that if you fall on your ass, they got your back? This brother right here, I know if I fell on my ass and I didn't have nowhere to stay, I ain't have no help, I know I could call him and he gonna be like, bro, come on over here. We'll figure it out. Because he knows that I'm not a man that's just gonna be out here to just use people. And a lot of you are out here using because you don't even know who you are. So you just out here doing life. You existing in life instead of living it.
Right. Using people. There's always a yin and yang to everything. The way I see things today is so crazy. It's like we have to stop using people and start utilizing people. It's a big difference.
Yes.
There's an abuse factor when it comes to uh, abuse. And in fact, it's the last three letters of that word. We have to learn to utilize. Utilize what you got. My brother Cheeves used to say all the time, we already have what we need. And a lot of times I was looking for perfection to get started on doing something, we doing film, we're doing videos, music. I'm looking for that, and because I'm looking for validity from consumers, other people's eyes, and really we should get the creativity out there, right? So I took it another further. Not only do we have all we need, we have to believe that we need all that we have. There's a back and forth to everything, and it's like it's so surreal to me now. It's like that simple, and I made life hard on myself. It's like you know how they say when you cutting onions, you start to cry, right? Because you start revealing the layers that you created for yourself. And it could be happy tears because you're realizing, hey, I'm taking it off. Or it could be like, dang, you revealing all that you've done, and seeing what you've done to yourself. So definitely, like when we start talking about preparedness versus readiness, it shouldn't be a versus, it should be a level to it. So it's really, you have to prepare. How do you prepare to get ready for that next major step of your life? Is you have to make the adjustments, like what we were talking about and we've been talking about, is making all these necessary adjustments to help yourself or whatever, to prepare yourself to be willing. Willingness is what this is. Willingness will take you to the next level, because there's things in life that'll shift everything. Like they say, life be lifing, and it do. So, I have friends, the model couple get married. Yeah, we're preparing the next 6 years. We're gonna have a baby, plan it all out how you want or whatever. So you feel like, okay, we save 40 grand, so you think it's gonna cost 40 grand for that child. The crazy part about this is life be lifing, right? So God forbid you have this child and this child has some type of condition. That 40,000 means nothing. Right? So now you have to focus on a lot more attention on this child. So your preparedness means nothing because you prepared financially. You didn't prepare mentally in that core, where it means you have to prepare to be willing. You have to be willing for the BS, willing for the baggage, willing for mistakes, willing and grant somebody a little grace as they grow, as you will need it as well. So it's like one of those things. You have to take it with a grain of salt. And what happens is you can over season something, it can be salty, or you can season it just right. But it's up to you the whole time is to make those necessary adjustments so that it's palatable. You can, consume it, and it's good for you. It's good for the soul. So, no pain, no pain, no gain. So it's gonna take a little bruising sometimes to heal. We get cut, it's surgical, but we have time to heal. So what you don't want is, like I tell my wife all the time, we've made it to 21 years. Don't want it to be, we've just been together for a long time. It's what we've done in that time space, the adjustments that we made, the changes that we've gone through. I'm not the same. The way we communicate, is a real thing, and I learned that. I mean, we've had to do therapy, and it's not just for a negative thing. It's really just to take a step back and readjust. Sometimes you got to hit the reset. And I didn't know I was a horrible communicator. You know, to a point where, I keep a lot of things to myself, and it gets to a point where you erupt. When you have the control to release. If something offends you, speak about it. It doesn't have to be negative just because it offended you, because nobody's a mind reader. So you have to be able to, speak any ills and trust the person that you're talking to that, hey, look, I'm trying to build with you. So we said this before in times past. Some people want to be in the building with you, but they're not into building with you. So it's just crazy work. And I've just noticed that over time. I've been the fly on the wall in a lot of different situations, major things, small things, but it's been personal to me. And what I've learned is to not be a bottleneck. And I share it. I share it with my guys. Like this guy right here is not even a friend. I mean, he's my brother. It's family. I don't have friends. I have associates. And I like to usher my relationships into real, like, connections. Like, consider me a brother. Consider me a conduit to your next level. I'll never, my hands don't have to be all over it, to do anything, but I just want to be a part of greatness and just connect the dots. So that's what this is, just the willingness to commit. It's all about commitment. That's what brotherhood is. That's what a real relationship is, and that's how you grow. You have to grow apart to grow together. I do believe in that too.
Yes, sir.
I think about the sibling concept. My brother and my brother that's right under me, we used to scrap all the time. Mess with him though, you got a problem with me. It's like that type of vibe, but we loved each other. But sometimes you got to think about two vines in a vineyard growing. They start to intertwine, they tangle. They both trying to reach the sun, right? They both trying to grow. They're both trying to stretch out, and you're gonna bump heads. You're gonna lock in. Same thing in a marriage. Certain things you learn. We're in the same space, same house, same bed. You know what I'm saying? Same table. Everything is the same. Sometimes you have to break away. Yeah, go on your girls trip. For sure. Oh, hey, do a me time. You need to go to a spa, go to a hotel, go somewhere else for the weekend. But the intent is when you leave to come back, right? So that's what that is. So we have to grow apart to grow together. We never know how much time we have left on this earth when we leave. When it's time to go, we not walking through the gates together. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be separate. So even in that aspect, not to get so far in, but it's a real thing. Even while we here, while we living and breathing and making choices and have the ability to make choices, we try to make the best and the right choices that we possibly can, and we grow apart to grow together. I go learn something to bring it back home to help build the both of us. She do the same thing. So that's what that is. We're two imperfect people trying to progress and and pass that on.
And I want to say, with that being said, it's not much that I can say other than, are you willing? Are you ready to get in a place to where you can prepare yourself? Because life is going by. I don't care what you do. Time is not stopping for nobody. So you got to put yourself in a place. Be willing. Get prepared. And if you don't know how to, continue to follow the Healed and Heard Show. Me, your boy Willie J, my brother Clizzy Houston, we're going to give you that guidance. And if ain't nobody told you yesterday, today, tomorrow, in the past, or in the future, they love you and I'm proud of you, I love you and I'm proud of you. Peace.